Speaker, and thank you for the opportunity to stand and speak on this particular bill. Madam Speaker, setting out the Labour Party position from the outset is that we will be opposing this bill. Madam Speaker, the Minister has raised a number of matters which are of a delicate nature. What the paperwork that's been provided to the House and tabled in the House clearly makes a point of recognising is the lack of consultation and the lack of engagement with Māori. Madam Speaker, when this bill was first put through in 2011, when this bill was considered and passed in this House, it offered two legs for those who wished to prove their customary title. One of those legs was a direct negotiation or an ability to directly discuss these matters and, should those discussions progress, negotiate with the Minister of the day. The other way was, of course, through the court. And the court gave the opportunity for Māori, in particular Māori, but not just Māori. In fact, it was for all New Zealanders, as the Minister has already made clear, that it does strike a delicate balance between the rights of Māori and all New Zealanders. What it did was it allowed people, and Māori in particular, and iwi who were going through settlement at the time, or in negotiation with settlement, the ability to prove customary right through the court. Now, simply because a decision, as highlighted by the Minister, doesn't sit well with this particular government and the policy that this government has signed up to, doesn't mean that those who wish to go to court to prove their customary title rights should be stripped of their ability to do so. Madam Speaker, I'm of the clear opinion that when this particular bill or legislation was passed in 2011, because of the date that was set where all applications had to be in by, what that meant, Madam Speaker, was we saw a flood of applications to make sure that we can test that customary right through the court. Of course, that's put huge pressure not just on the courts, but also those who wish to explore that avenue as per the legislation, which means that there was a flood of applications. It meant that the court processes struggled to deal with it. It meant that it comes at great cost for Māori and for those who do wish to enter into that pathway. And Madam Speaker, what we're seeing here is that ability to be able to test that right in court taken away. Madam Speaker, I've already said that the documentation that's been provided to this House have made it clear that this government refuses to speak to Māori on such important matters. What it further does, Madam Speaker, is it proves that all of the policies that affect Māori have gone through a truncated process, as the Minister has already outlined in his speech. The proposal to have this done by the 5th of December, if I recall the date correctly, the 5th of December of this year, once again shows that when it comes to matters relating to Māori, it's okay to have a truncated process. It's okay not to consult with Māori, the very people who will be impacted the most by these decisions, Madam Speaker. Sadly, too, what that also does, Madam Speaker, is it creates a vacuum of misinformation. And what that means, Madam Speaker, is it emboldens some groups to be able to point the finger at Māori and to accuse them of transgressing their rights here in this country. We've seen it in the past. We've seen it in the most very recent past by Hobson's Pledge, who have made a point to say that Māori are here to take away people's rights to the foreshore and seabed. That's what these rush policies do. They create an environment of misinformation that continues to divide our country. Madam Speaker, because we're not going to consultation, because there hasn't been an opportunity to debate these matters properly as it should be, we are going to continue to support the notion of misinformation that happens in this country and continues to divide our people. Madam Speaker, as we progress with this bill in this House, we are going to be challenging it at every single point. We want to make sure that those who do get the opportunity to present to the Select Committee on this bill will be able to do so and not have their ability to do so hindered in any way. Madam Speaker, we want to make sure that all of the people that this bill relates to will get their opportunity to be heard, and we will be continuing to oppose this bill, Madam Speaker, because once again, I make the point, this takes away the right of people to be able to test their matter in the court, and that should never be a place where we find ourselves in this country, and we should trust that system to have the right outcome.
He is correct.
And actually, from what we've gathered, it's going to the wrong Select Committee. Yep. But I believe that's deliberate, considering how many negative Māori-related bills have gone to the Justice Committee, not the Māori Affairs Committee.
Yeah, it's like I've been reading up on this bill. I don't see anywhere where it notes that certain Māori groups were consulted about this. It's just like, what the
consultation with iwi? This government. No.
And we've got Māori in our party. We can just consult them. It's like,
I'm still really convinced that when David Seymour says we consulted with Māori, what he means is he spoke to himself in the mirror.
Yeah.
I was going to say, did they consult what you got, Tama Pōtaka and James Meagher?
Yep. So who are you consulting?
The Māori chair of the Justice Committee and the Māori MP who seems to be as the token Māori in Parliament.
Of course, and to talk about the courts as well, of course the courts are overloaded. It's like National put in a stupid deadline. So everyone's panicking, going, oh shit, we better put on our applications now.
Well, there is a bill that's going through Parliament at the moment to increase the number of district court judges that was read in the same urgency. Funny thing is, they only increased the number of judges by 1.
What the fuck? We need more judges than that.
So it's like 167 to 168 district court judges. It's like, maybe we need to bombard that particular submission process as well. Say, one's not enough. We need a lot. How about 200? That's an interesting question, Frosty, that you brought up there. Can bills go to multiple committees? I don't know.
Good question.
I assume it can only go to one select committee.
Yeah, I don't know myself. I can't say I've come across it ever being sent to multiple.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because I know you can send a bill to a specialist committee, as was done earlier in the show with the Parliament bill, but whether it could be, say, sent to the Māori Affairs Select Committee and the Justice Select Committee, I don't know. But then also at the same time, many of the members could cross the boat, both of them. So, yeah, it's I don't know. That's a phone a friend question. I'm going to send a text message to Greg O'Connor while we're in the show, and I'll see what he says actually back. So let's kick off with Steve